Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to clone a repository from GitHub to your system. Now, don't forget, any file or folder that is located on GitHub is conventionally called remote folders or files, while the ones on your system or local machine are referred to as local files. That's because Git and GitHub is used for file management and versioning, right? History, basically. So the first thing is when you're on the repository, you want to identify this repositories tab, click on it. Now, if you know the name of the repository, you can go ahead and search for it here, YouTube, and then you click on that particular repository. Now, when it's open, you want to look for this shiny blue button. If it's a private GitHub account, it will be green in color. And then you click on it to see the links you can use to clone that repo, right? So which remote URL should I use? HTTPS is if you are using a GitHub personal access token with email and password. Anytime you want to clone, you need to put in an email, your email and password, so that GitHub can authorize you to clone that repository. But the most secured access is the SSH flow, where you copy the SSH URL and you must have added SSH keys to your own personal account, right? So you copy this URL if you are using SSH, but in my own case, like you see the message here, I don't have any SSH key in my account. I'll be using HTTPS. So I'll copy this link, and then for Windows users, you go to your Git bash terminal. For Apple users, iOS, Mac, you open the regular terminal in for your PC and it works fine. So I'm going to zoom in on this a bit and then adjust this guy. So the command for cloning a repository is the git clone. So clone is the command, git is the manager. So git clone, and then you paste the URL there. For Apple, for iOS or Mac, I think if you just do Ctrl V, it works fine. And then you hit enter to execute it. And it's done. So whenever you clone a repository, you must see this done, done, done for all the actions that is running. If for any reason you see error somewhere in between and you don't see 100%, it means the clone was not successful. At the end, you must see receiving objects 100%. This is the total size of the repository, and it's done too. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go into the folder of the repository I just cloned. But how do I know the folder? If you look at the top of the cloning command here, when you see cloning into, and then you see my SQL YouTube series, that is the name of the folder that was used to create that repository. So I want to go into this folder and open it on GitHub. Now the first thing I'll need to do is to run the cd command. Now what does cd mean? Cd means change directory. So when you hear anybody say cd into a particular folder, it means change directory into that folder. So in my own case, I want to change directory into the MySQL YouTube folder. So how do I do that? I'm just going to say cd and then I'll type out the name of the folder. Oh, sorry, this is YouTube series. And then I will hit enter. And now I'm inside that folder, right? As you can see here. So I'm inside the MySQL YouTube series folder and I'm currently on the main branch. Now for me, I have a shortcut that I can use to open VS Code directly from my terminal, and then it opens it up for me. But if you have that set up on Mac too, you can run that command. But if you don't, what you need to do is go and locate that folder, right? Sorry about this. So I'm going to go to the root of my local machine's memory, which is Windows. Navigate to users. In your own case, it will be different, right? For Mac, you need to look for your name within your hard drive. And then I'll open, this is the name of this system. And then I'll look for my SQL, that's M. As you can see it here, my SQL YouTube series. Okay, yeah, my SQL YouTube series. And then I right click and open with code. Great. So I've opened this folder before, that's why you're not seeing any permission whatsoever. But if it's the first time, you'd see a notification that says trust this folder. So you click on that notification and then you trust the folder. But since I've done this, I'm going to click on terminal. There's a tab of terminal at the top. Let me minimize this a bit so you can see it here. Great. So there's this terminal tab at the top. You click on it, you say new terminal, and it opens up a new terminal here for you. So I'm going to maximize this again. Now inside here, we are currently on the main branch at the bottom, as you can see here, the bottom left. But if you are running a change to this folder, what you want to do is check out to your own branch and make the changes. Now, if this were a project that has some packages, dependencies, some npm, some node packages, right? What I'll do first on the main branch is to run npm install. So npm install will pull those packages into my local machine, and then in the process it will create something called a node modules folder. So the node modules folder is what holds those packages that I have installed. I'll open another project to show you that, but since I'm not doing that here, what I'll just do is to check out to my own branch. So checkout is like when you are shopping on an e-commerce store and you want to check out, you want to make them your own. So you need to check out to your own branch. You want to create your own branch, or you want to move into another branch. So the command is git checkout, and then the flag, there's something we call flags dash b. B means branch. So I want to check out to a new branch. B means I want to create my own branch here and check out to that branch. So it's like a shortcut. Git checkout dash b, then the name of your branch. Now the name of the branch depends on what you want to do and the naming convention of branches based on the organization you are working with. But in my own case, if I'm to set up a test script using Cypress, I would say tests slash, I would use my name, Basi, or let me say Yonam dash Cypress dash setup. Now this might be too long, so we can leave it at Cypress, and then I hit enter. Now it says I have switched to a new branch. Let's see if I can zoom this in. Great. I've switched to a new branch and on that branch I can begin to do whatever I want. But I'll quickly open up a project that has to do with node modules so you can see what it means. Or I'll create a separate video on that so we can go into details what the node modules folder is, how it is created. But for this, if you have any question, don't forget to drop your questions in the comment section or send me a DM on any of my socials and I'll reply you immediately. Thank you.